We're out here in nature where we said, you said you belonged. So what is it?
Well, it's wild, isn't it? It's what we were. It's what we've trained within ourselves. We've just boxed away our wildness, and the work I do is about returning to that wild nature that just responds in the moment, that isn't conditioned by morals and expectations and fear. The animals generally, unless they're very close to humans, and then they'll become conditioned as well, just respond to what they feel. Just like animals will run when there's a tsunami coming, the animals will know half an hour before. We don't know because we're so plugged into our minds, our iPhones, our interconnectedness in that way.
But I mean, what are those trees there? What are those beautiful, beautiful trees? What are they speaking to you right now?
I think trees are great teachers about the processes of life. First of all, they're small, they're growing roots, they're finding their way in their territory, whether that be rocky or marshy or whatever. They have to work with the territory, and they have to be in whatever terrain they're in. And then they start to grow quite a delicate, usually, shoot, stalk. Quite often we as humans protect that, don't we, with a plastic container. And then off they go, years and years and years of building a bark, of establishing themselves. The roots go more and more deep to become who they are. I think trees teach us about acceptance. And if things are difficult and they're leaning, then the roots get deeper, and you can use the metaphors in that as many ways as you want. The deeper your roots, the deeper your connection to source, the less life's going to knock you this way and that. Trees don't have a choice in who they are and who they're becoming, and we do. So we can knock our journey, we can criticize our journey, we can resist the terrain that we're in and the atmosphere, but trees just have to get on with it, and they become whatever kind of tree they're meant to be. So I can reflect upon trees for hours and get taught by their message.
Well, let's just reflect on that tree right now. What is the deepest note for you right now from that tree? What is it saying to you in relation to yourself, that tree?
I think it's the bends that it's taking. That particular one is that it's leaning a long way to the left, and if that was a human life, it could be wondering, why am I going this way? This isn't what I imagined for myself. I want to go to the light, but then after a period of time, probably 10 years, it starts leaning to the right.
Oh, the right, sorry. The right.
And then it could again question this, but then eventually it stabilises itself, doesn't it? And I see that with my clients, is that their childhood is that difficult, where's life taking me? Their 20s and 30s are more like, let me get a grip of myself, where am I going to redirect? Maybe going in the opposite direction to the parents or the conditioning. And then eventually coming into a more centred, established space where, you realise that was all necessary to get you to the top. And then to consider what are my fruits, what am I sharing with the world.
You're a practical healing woman. I respect that awareness, and I'm delighted to be here with you in Topanga Canyon. And just on a final note, I just wish you to be.
Thank you. Thank you, David Roy Green. It's been an honour and a pleasure. And may we do it again in the future. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay,
Beautiful.